Josh Groban's larger-than-life voice has brought him success in music with hit songs and albums that have topped charts around the world. He's also become a dedicated philanthropist, developed his own line of wines, and has starred in a popular Netflix series. Now he's back with an album that bridges the classics with some new heartfelt songs.
You write, 3-minute bursts of songs that represent kind of different times in your life, things you're going through, love and loss and anxiety and togetherness. And sometimes you don't realize until you put all those albums into one place at the very end of the mix and you say, oh, there's actually an arc here. There's actually a feeling of positive unity that kind of came about with the messages of these songs. And, like you said, it's hard to ignore the times that we're in, and I feel like I'm in a privileged position in music to do something for a living that brings people together, and so I feel very lucky. I wanted this album to be uplifting. I wanted it to have that kind of energy to it and spirit to it, and so yeah, that was definitely, I think, a goal, even if it was sometimes subconscious.
Groban has returned to music making after nearly half a decade away, building on his experiences on Broadway and in acting, adding new perspective to his songs.
Well, you always learn from the previous experience. I had come off of Broadway, I had come off of doing a musical theater record, so I had, from 2013 to now, I had a lot of song ideas that came about. It's I think, one of the most songwriting heavy, for personal songwriting heavy albums that I've done. Did about 9 of the 12 songs. But, for me, I feel like this is kind of a right bowl of porridge as far as wanting it to be personal, wanting it to experiment with different languages, different sounds. I wanted the sound to be fresh and sonically really clean, but at the same time I wanted to kind of a little bit go back to the first few albums as far as just not being afraid to put the vocals down that really kind of defined my first couple records, that style of kind of traditional pop that I'd done in the past. I kind of drifted to more of a fully traditional sound with the musical theater and the Broadway, and I missed singing pop music. I missed singing that stuff that I did when I was younger, and so I think it's a reflection of what I've learned since that time.
Groban was originally on track for a career as an actor, but that took a back seat after a last-minute opportunity to sing alongside Celine Dion at the 1998 Grammys. He's come full circle, starring in Netflix's comedy The Good Cop alongside Tony Danza.
The acting side of it is something I missed when I left college to make an album, and all these years later to have done Broadway and then to be doing a TV show, it's really forcing me to dive into that muscle again, and it's a vulnerable and scary one to work out, but it's so rewarding. I feel rewarded by the acting side of things in the same way that I do the music side of things.
Groban has also made it his mission to give back, especially to programs that help advance arts education for kids. And he's embraced one of his personal passions, winemaking, in an entrepreneurial way.
We were approached by a wonderful guy named Ross Halleck, who owns Halleck Wines in Napa. And he makes an incredible Pinot Noir. And I love wine. I've always loved wine. I'll go up with my dog to Napa and just do tastings and stuff. It's been a fun hobby for me, is getting into wine. So he said, look, you're into wine, we're into philanthropy, we love the arts. Let's team up. We've got a great vintage of Pinot ready to go. We're going to give it to you. All the proceeds will go to your foundation. What do you say? And, that was such a gift to us. So we've continued that relationship for a few years. I've now gone and done blendings myself, so we've been able to have a really personal touch of what's in those bottles. And what better way to raise money than to provide a really great tasting wine that every dollar of profit goes to kids. It's been a win-win and a really fun experience.